One thing we haven't talked about in a while is the potential impact of the Cronos ETF that is supposed to be approved or denied. In fact, the deadline has already passed, and we should have already seen a decision from the SEC on whether or not they're going to approve this ETF for Cronos. So, what's up with the delay? Well, I want to talk to you guys about that in this video. Get into some key dates that we all need to be aware of as we wait for this potential explosion. And let's look at what's going on for the price of CRO. Smash like, subscribe to the channel. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. As I've told you guys many times, I'm taking advantage of the volatility in these markets, currently in a few trades for Solana and Bitcoin on BTCC. And if you guys want to do some trading of your own, there is a 10% deposit bonus if you're depositing for the first time using the sign up link in the description of our video to create an account on BTCC, deposit some money. There's the link. You click that right here. It'll take you to this landing page if you want to do some of that. But why is Crowcoin's ETF not launched yet? Well, let's look at some key dates here. So the Cronos ETF had a deadline of October 8th of 2025, but may face delays. Additionally, Canary Capital filed for a separate CRO ETF in May of 2025, which also may be decided later this year, as are many, including Dogecoin, Solana, and many, many others. A U.S. government shutdown could further postpone any final decisions. So looking outside of just Cronos, so Cronos is delayed because of government shutdowns. Solana, also the U.S. government shut down in October, threw those timelines into limbo. The SEC is a government agency. And what's going on right now is those government agencies aren't getting paid. And so we're seeing some delays in these processes. There is a chance that once this government shutdown ends, that we could see a rally. Now, that's not too different from something that I've mentioned before, but I want you guys to really think about it this time, because this specific point is very important to understand. What direct impact could the U.S. government shutdown have on crypto? The answer is these ETFs getting approved. And these ETFs getting approved for Cronos, for Solana, for Dogecoin, they could have a serious impact on the prices of these assets, in my opinion. Again, and that's part of the reason that I'm looking at trading opportunities right now, because if we come out of this funk and this retracement goes the other way, and this is a fearful moment where people start buying the fear, I'm set with some longs with some stop losses set. I also used BTCC because the 10% deposit bonus, I was trying that out a little bit. But this deadline, when this gets put through, it's already past the deadline. But when the government shutdown ends, I think there's a good chance that we're going to see the SEC come out and approve these things. And I think there's a chance that that could be a very bullish catalyst for these crypto assets like Crowcoin, like Solana, like Doge. Right now, Crowcoin needs a catalyst because it's lost the 16-cent level. It's on its way down to 12 cents, possibly to 10 cents, which that's a very strong level. 10 cents is a level where I'd expect Crowcoin to put up a fight at 10 cents. I know we're a little spooked out over this wick that happened for CRO to the downside. But again, I want you guys to remember this. Crypto.com is one of the most regulated exchanges out there. And even if there was a bear market, just know how many partners they have. Look at these giant banners all over the UEFA arenas, looking at all these partnerships like Crypto.com Arena, F1 Racing, UFC, which is growing in popularity, different soccer matches, football, in other parts of the world. We see them partnering up to be the custodian for so many institutions getting into the crypto space. If we go into a bear market, I'm not worried about long-term for Crypto.com. But what I am optimistic for right now is when these ETFs get approved, there could be a surge. Now, I've also said the other side of this coin, and I think it's important to acknowledge it. there's a chance that when these ETFs get approved, those could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And then you might be going, well, crypto, okay, where's the buy the rumor part? And that's a good question. I mean, I guess this was buy the rumor, right? Buy the rumor was the president's media group is partnering up to buy the crypto.com tokens, and they're going to be doing an ETF. And here's the rumor. But Solana didn't really have any extra run up on the ETF news. It had a really nice, from the bear market to the bull market move, but over the rumors and the excitement surrounding the ETF's decision for Solana, we haven't seen any additional really rally, and certainly not a buy the rumor, sell the news type rally around this ETF. If anything, we've just seen price suppression. Ethereum's not been able to get through new highs. Solana's been unable to take new highs. Crowcoin's been able to get to a new high in this cycle. Solana did it. Solana was able to achieve that. Cronos has not achieved that yet, but I do think that this Cronos ETF could be seriously impactful to the price of CRO. I know that the crypto.com community CRO token holders right now are looking for a glimmer of hope. That's a good one, I think. I think that's a good one. I also am still looking at the fact that we haven't had altcoins really break out at all. The crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10, hasn't taken a new high. I'd be just shocked if we didn't do it. So I put these few things together, and I think, looking at historical data, knowing that November is historically a really bullish month for cryptocurrency. If I can go over to, this, November's average gains are 46%. October's supposed to be 19%. We're in the red right now. What if the government shutdown ends? Well, maybe we're going to boost right back up because there's renewed optimism for all markets. Maybe the SEC, or there could be the buy the rumor event leading to the actual approval of these ETFs. And who knows when they're going to be approved now, because they're set back maybe by weeks because of these government shutdown delays. But if that goes away, then maybe October turns green again. Maybe November finds its average gains. Maybe we get that altcoin season. Maybe we don't. So to play both sides of the market, I trade. That's what I'm doing. I'm dabbling on Blowfin, like I said. You can check it out for yourself. Again, it's super easy to sign up, and there is this 10% deposit bonus. So it's like an email address. You set your password, and boom, deposit fund. If you guys have ever, deposited any crypto wallets, just like that, with a nice deposit bonus. Do your own research, as always, my friend. Nothing here I say is financial advice. I'm Crypto Kid. This is Crypto Report. I want to talk a little bit about these deadlines that were passed and the potential hope we have for this Cronos ETF and a possible bullish catalyst. Smash like, subscribe to the channel, DCA. Hold on, my friends. 2 videos here if you want to check them out, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, y'all.